Hello, it's Greg here with GL Robotics, and today I'm going to tell you how to troubleshoot your Minitemp printer if you are having an error that says Minitemp E1, such as this one. The first thing I'm going to want you to do is take a look at the connection on the extruder. If this is loose or not put in there properly, then you will receive that error. And so just check that connection and reconnect it. I recommend just unplugging it and plugging it back in, and then you're going to have to turn your printer off and turn it back on, and if that is the loose connection, then you should be able to fix it and move forward. The next thing I want you to look at is the same ribbon connection, but at this point let's make sure it's in there properly. And then the third thing is going to involve taking off the cover of this, which I will do. To remove the cover, you're going to remove the screw from here. From here you want to take off this tensioning knob, and then there's a screw located over here that you'll need to remove. Be careful removing the cover for your assembly because the fan is connected here, and you can simply disconnect it so you don't worry about pulling the wires out of your fan, just like that, and then you can move that out of the way. The Minitemp E1 error you're receiving is because either the thermistor is not working properly or the heater element is not working properly. So the way this works is there's a resistor really that heats up the nozzle, as you can see right here, and it runs up through the wires, and it's plugged in over here with this red plug, and sometimes this can come loose, and so you have to go in here and reposition it, plug it back in more firmly. This also contains a thermistor, which is the smaller wire, and if this is loose, which is plugs in right here, then you'll receive the same error. And so we need to check both of those. Usually if these connections up here, or if the connections here are fine, then it's usually the red connection here for the heater element. And I'll plug these back in and see what we can get. Another check you can make is to check your heater. The heater is essentially a giant resistor, and as voltage and current run through the resistor, it heats up at a predetermined rate. That rate is measured by the thermistor, which is a type of thermometer, and it regulates the voltage and current that runs through it to help regulate the heat. And so we can check that resistance. We're using a voltmeter like this. There's no need to be intimidated by something like this. It's a pretty inexpensive device and fairly simple to use. So if you'd like to go get one and learn to use them, you'll find it very useful in the future. So in this particular one, we just have a dial here that selects all the different types of measurements that we want to make. In this case, we want to measure the resistance. Resistance is measured in ohms, and so I'm going to turn the voltmeter over to resistance. When you don't have any resistance, you'll get an OL reading on that, but it's pretty easy to measure it. Again, the heater is the red plug, and so I'm just going to connect each of the prongs here to it, and you should get a reading between 12 and 13. And so you can see I've got a resistance of 12, which tells me there's nothing wrong with the heater. If you think you're having like an electrical problem, you've done all these checks and you just think, well, is it something in the circuit board? Is it a wiring issue? You can take the bottom of the printer off. This is a view from the bottom. One thing to keep in mind when you are taking the bottom of the printer off is to avoid this power supply here. It does have 110 volt going to it. So let's stay away from that. But if you look at the circuit board, you can see there's a red LED and it's labeled HT, and that is your heater. And if that is blinking red, like this one is, which I don't know, you can see the red, but it's blinking red, then you know everything is working fine electrically with your unit. And so if it's not blinking, then the heater's not moving. And so this is really something neat that Mingda's done to help you check this out. So if you have any questions, you can certainly reach out to us here at GL Robotics, and we'll be glad to help you, walk you through any of the other issues. And we stock all the parts for all the Mingda printers, and we can certainly get you back up and running. So have a great day.